Coming on tonight on News Watch, Champaign police announced the arrest of 2 teenagers for separate shootings. We'll have updates on both cases.
Plus, farm groups head to the Illinois Capitol to share their stories. We'll show you the special group of farmers they're honoring this year. Emily?
It was a cold start to the day, but temperatures warmed to highs in the 50s. But will we experience another cold snap like the past few days? I'll have the answer coming up. This is News Watch, and your Tuesday evening's edition starts now.
TCI Realty, Charleston area's real estate connection, commercial, land and farm, and residential real estate. Experienced realtors with an up-to-date website at tcirealty.net. TCI Realty supports the students of WEIU Newswatch.
The Charleston House proudly supports Newswatch. Now welcoming guests on Charleston's historic 6th Street, the Charleston House Bed and Breakfast Inn offers refined accommodations in a beautifully restored bed and breakfast. For booking information, visit craigcollection.com or call the number on screen.
Champaign police announced an arrest in a deadly weekend shooting. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Pierce Lehman.
And I'm Rashad Jones. Police say they arrested a 15-year-old in connection with that shooting Saturday night. Champaign police say that shooting happened around 6:15 at Marketplace Shopping Mall. The county coroner says the shooting began with a fight in the mall's parking lot and left 16-year-old Jalen Bailey dead. Police say following the incident, the suspect was arrested in Urbana on a warrant for aggravated battery, but after Bailey's death, the case was forwarded to the Champaign County State's Attorney's Office for additional charges. Authorities have not identified the suspect, who is a juvenile. Champaign police say they've arrested another teenager in connection with a shooting February 18th. That shooting happened in the 900 block of Stafford Drive. Police say while they were responding to calls for that shooting, a call came in from an injured victim, a 26-year-old man who was found in the 1600 block of Sagamon Drive in Champaign. They say the 17-year-old was arrested during the service of a search warrant Thursday. Initial charges in the arrest included aggravated battery with a firearm and attempted murder.
A Danville man will spend decades behind bar for the murder of a toddler. 32-year-old Dantrell Johnson was sentenced Monday in Vermilion County Court to 60 years in jail for the first-degree murder of 2-year-old Callie Sago. The Office of Illinois Attorney General Kwame Raoul says Johnson was watching Sago while her mother was at work the evening of August 11, 2022. Just after 8:30 p.m. that night, paramedics were dispatched to the home after a 911 call from Johnson saying Callie was unresponsive. Raoul's office said Callie was taken to a local hospital, then airlifted to a pediatric unit in Peoria, where she died a month later. Peoria County Coroner's Office says it found evidence of violent physical abuse. Johnson's sentence is the maximum allowable by law. Illinois State Police are investigating the death of a jail inmate in Cumberland County. State Police confirmed to Newswatch they were called at around 6 Saturday morning to investigate the death of 50-year-old Harvey Starwalt Jr., who was found unresponsive in his cell. Court records show Starwalt had been facing drug charges. State Police say they are not releasing any additional information on that investigation. A Vandalia man charged with sexually assaulting and murdering his niece was back in court today. Police arrested 44-year-old Arnold Rivera in November, after they said he sexually assaulted a 14-year-old Kylie Toberman, strangled her with jumper cables, and hid her body in a tote in his RV. Records show Rivera was in court for pre-trial hearing today. He's scheduled for a jury trial April 20th and has been ordered to be held in jail.
It was a slow start to the day with temperatures this morning below freezing, but we quickly warmed up into the upper 50s for our highs, a high temperature of 58 degrees here in Charleston. We did reach 60 in one location over in Taylorville, but as we look behind us here across Eastern's campus, we're seeing some clouds beginning to develop, and that's going to continue as we move overnight tonight. Partly cloudy skies overnight with temperatures continuing to drop down into the 30s, but this time staying above freezing with a low temperature of 39 degrees overnight tonight. Winds will be blowing out of the southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour, eventually continuing to blow out of the south as we move into tomorrow, with winds blowing a little bit stronger in the late afternoon and early evening hours, but temperatures will continue to rise with a high temperature in the upper 60s. That's a first look at your Skywatch forecast. Now back to the desk.
A proposed federal scholarship program for private school students is generating debate in Illinois. The new program, called the Federal Tax Credit Scholarship, would allow taxpayers to claim federal income tax credit for donating to scholarship granting organizations. That program provides funds for tutoring, books, exams, and classes for eligible students. In an op-ed earlier this year, Comptroller Susanna Mendoza argued Illinois shouldn't leave federal incentives unused when they can help Illinois residents. But in a statement issued this week, leaders of the state's biggest teachers unions argued against opting in, arguing it diverts money away from public schools. Governor J.B. Pritzker has until the start of the new year to opt Illinois into the federal program. Farm groups across Illinois took a trip to Springfield to meet with lawmakers today. Illinois Ag Legislative Day brings together representatives from nearly 50 diverse organizations, giving them the chance to meet with state lawmakers and leaders. These groups also provided baskets filled with ag products to legislators to serve as a reminder of the impacts their choices make on the industry. Lawmakers say this is a time of challenge and opportunity for farmers, and state leaders encourage farmers to seek help when they need it.
I've carried a lot of bills, whether we're helping with the wine industry, the poultry industry, the small family farm. It's our responsibility to work to make all of these better. To secure our place in Illinois, we need to use Illinois.
The entire team at the Illinois Department of Agriculture is proud to stand alongside each and every one of you. We remain deeply committed to support Illinois farmers, and working together, we will continue to feed the world.
2026 is also the year of the woman farmer, and speakers made sure to highlight their crucial role in agriculture across Illinois. FFA and 4-H students were also on hand for the day.
State leaders are offering youths in Illinois a chance to share their visions of agriculture. Treasurer Michael Freerich is opening his office's Cream of the Crop photography contest for its 14th year. Young people ages 8 to 18 are eligible for the contest, which focuses on Illinois agriculture. A panel of outside judges will choose the top photographs in 3 age-based categories: ages 8 to 10, 11 to 14, and 15 to 18. First, second, and third place winners in each age category will receive Bright Star College scholarships ranging from $250 to $1,000. Photographers can enter their work through the Treasurer's website, and the deadline to enter is June 12th. Another big name has been announced to take center stage at the Illinois State Fair in August. The fair announced today that superstar trio The Chicks will take the Illinois Lottery Grand Stage on Saturday, August 22nd. The Chicks sold more than 35 million albums and recognized as one of the biggest selling U.S. female bands of all time. The Chicks are the only female group to achieve the diamond status, selling 10 million copies after a release, and they received 13 Grammy Awards after the band started in 1989. Well, it doesn't quite feel like State Fair weather, does it?
Yeah, but Emily Davis is here watching for some warmer temperatures.
That's right. Temperatures warm today, reaching the 50s once again, but a midweek cold front may just ruin our chances at a warm end to our week. I'll have the full details coming up.
This story about a Texas community rallying around a veteran-turned DoorDash driver is both heart-rending and heartwarming. It started when Savannah Salters was shocked when a pizza she ordered was delivered by an elderly DoorDash driver captured on her doorbell camera. She soon found out the driver was a local 76-year-old Vietnam vet named Larry Philip Colvin, who recently came out of retirement to earn money to aid with his family's medical bills. KTVT reports Colvin delivers 6 days a week to make ends meet, with only Wednesdays off for church. Salters says she doesn't think it's right. Salters was moved to start a GoFundMe for Colvin, and the effort has taken off, with north of $20,000 raised thus far to help aid this venerable veteran. A helping hand is exactly what was needed in California when a driver showed up at an animal care center saying they heard meowing coming from their vehicle's engine. Sure enough, a pair of animal control officers got under the hood and removed 3 tiny kittens from the engine compartment. A post by the Palmdale Animal Care Center says the kittens were unharmed, if only a little dirty, and have since been placed into foster care. Finally, from furry to funny. And furry. Watch a gorilla at the Memphis Zoo stare jealously at its buddy's snack. The zoo posted the cute video saying just moments before, Penny had refused the very same snack from the zookeeper. Clearly, she regretted the decision, but she didn't need to be a weirdo about it. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
Temperatures were warmer than yesterday today, with high temperatures reaching the upper 50s and even the 60s in parts of the area, reaching 61 degrees over in Taylorville. But as you can see behind me, clouds are beginning to build and will continue to build as we move overnight. But currently we're seeing some of those clouds building and temperatures dropping down, but not by much, just around 57 degrees currently here in Charleston. But we're seeing those clouds beginning to move into the area, and that's only going to continue as we move overnight tonight. Overnight, we're going to be seeing partly cloudy skies and temperatures dropping down into the 30s, but it will be above freezing with a low temperature of just 39 degrees overnight tonight, along with winds blowing out of the southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. But seeing these clouds beginning to build as we move overnight tonight, eventually seeing partly cloudy skies overnight into tomorrow morning. But throughout the daytime tomorrow, we're going to be seeing mostly cloudy skies throughout the entire daytime, eventually leading up to a chance of rain that you'll see a little bit of it up here to the north. That will eventually move to the south and affect our viewing area, but we'll see rain overnight Wednesday night. But before we get to that, we're seeing mostly cloudy skies throughout the entire daytime tomorrow, along with a high temperature warming up once again to a high temperature of 69 degrees tomorrow. But we're also going to be seeing some windier conditions in the afternoon and early evening hours. Winds blowing out of the south at 10 to 15 miles per hour in that early afternoon to late afternoon to early evening hours, and they could be gusting up to 20 miles per hour out of the southwest as we move throughout that evening hour. Now looking forward, we're going to see another possibility for rain as we move into Thursday evening, but before we get to that, throughout the daytime on Thursday, temperatures are going to warm up even further with a high temperature of 81 degrees on Thursday before that possibility for rain and possible severe weather as we move overnight Thursday night. Along with that, that'll bring a cold front that will cause our temperatures to drop down as we finish off our work week. A high temperature of just 48 degrees on Friday due to that cold front moving overnight Thursday night. But temperatures won't stay cold for long because temperatures will warm back up again as we move to our weekend. A high temperature of 52 degrees on Saturday. Clouds beginning to clear finally as we start our weekend with mostly clear skies for your Saturday, and you can see that cold front and that cold air move into our viewing area, even up into the jet stream. As we move into our Saturday, that Friday, we're going to see a trough of colder air move over top of us. That'll also contribute to our temperatures dropping down. But even despite that, we're still going to be above average for the next 6 to 10 days. That average for this time of year is typically in the upper 50s. And looking at the next 7 days, we're certainly going to be above that for the majority of our 7-day. The only 2 days that won't be are Friday and Saturday, where we are seeing the impacts of that cold front from the possible severe weather and thunderstorms Thursday evening. But we're going to see temperatures begin to warm up as we move throughout the weekend. A high temperature of 52 degrees on our Saturday, 53 degrees on Sunday, but warming up even further as we make it to next work week, getting back up into the 70s with a high temperature of 74 on Monday, and getting back up into the mid-70s by next Tuesday. So we do have a cool down, but we're going to warm right back up again.
Well, other than the rain in the forecast, I'm definitely looking forward to the warm weather in the future.
I'm definitely looking forward to that warm weather. Thank you, Emily. Still to come, a new secretary takes the helm at the Department of Homeland Security. Will have his pledge for the job.
Plus, immigration agents arrive to help with delays at U.S. airports. We'll have details on what jobs they can take on. Thanks for watching. This is News Watch on WEIU.
As if taking off wasn't already taxing enough, now travelers are facing hours-long wait times as security lines stretch on, some even extending outside.
Travel is a recipe for increasing your stress level.
Psychologist Susan Alberts with Cleveland Clinic says all of these factors release the stress hormone cortisol in the body, creating more tension and irritability. While there's nothing you can do about the lines, you can control your composure.
The number one cause of feeling stressed is feeling rushed or late. Building in some extra cushion time will help you to feel calmer and avoid that stress that comes with feeling behind.
Next, Albert says to pack some peace, bring distractions like podcasts, music, movies, anything that can help you cope, and comfort items like a pillow, blanket, and noise-canceling headphones.
These are going to help reduce your brain from feeling overwhelmed and more at ease through the process.
Bring healthy snacks and stay hydrated to avoid extra stress on the body and help keep up your energy. And consider downloading apps that calm your nerves, like breathing exercises, mindfulness, or meditation. Finally, set expectations. Know that there will be bumps and delays along the way.
Knowing this ahead of time and being emotionally prepared is going to help you to feel less stressed overall.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
In tonight's National Watch, the Department of Homeland Security has a new leader. Secretary Mark Wayne Mullen was sworn in at the White House earlier today after being confirmed by the Senate late yesterday. Mullen replaces Kristi Noem, who was fired amid the backlash over deportation efforts and concern about spending in the department. In remarks today, Mullen pledged to help all states regardless of how they voted.
No one's going to outwork me, and I'm not going to let any of them outwork me. The president has entrusted me with this, and failure is not an option. And so thank you so much, Mr. President, for this opportunity. I won't let you down.
Thank you very much.
Mullen praised the work of the DHS staff, particularly those working despite a partial government shutdown. Federal immigration agents have arrived at airports around the country. President Trump had announced he would deploy ICE agents to help with Transportation Security Administration during the partial government shutdown. Border Czar Tom Homan says ICE agents can staff exit lanes, freeing up the TSA workers to handle security. Experts have said it's unlikely those agents will operate X-ray machines or conduct bag searches or pat-downs. Switching gears, we now go to Rashad Jones with a look at sports. Rashad?
Thanks, Pierce. Coming up in sports, Illinois women's basketball team looks to keep advancing in the March Madness tournament, facing their toughest opponent yet. Also tonight, Chicago Bull looks to avoid a 3-game losing streak as the Houston Rockets come to town. Thanks for watching. Your WEIU Sports Watch report is coming up next.
Hi, I'm Everett Lau, an Eastern Illinois University graduate from the class of 2021. As an Edgar County farm kid, I grew up with a childhood dream of becoming a broadcast meteorologist. I spent a lot of time in the WEIU studio during my 4 years in college, and that's how I got to this studio, WTHI TV in Terre Haute, Indiana. WEIU prepared me for long nights of tracking thunderstorms, fine-tuning details of approaching winter storms, and how to be a broadcaster in general, whether it was weather, news, or even sports. I needed WEIU to achieve my dream, and now WEIU needs me and you to help carry out its mission of setting up students for success. Please consider making a financial gift to support WEIU so the station and its dedicated staff can continue operating this outstanding training ground for aspiring broadcasters, journalists, and scientists. Your gift can allow local students like me provide local programming for our local communities. Learn more at WEIU.net or by calling the station. Thanks for watching.
We begin the night with EIU softball as one player is gathering some early season conference recognition. Panther catcher Sophia Ullman has been named the Ohio Valley Conference Player of the Week after her performance over the weekend. Ullman hit over 500 over the past week, going 6 for 11 at the plate, as well as driving in 2 doubles, a home run, and notching 10 runs over the weekend. Eastern currently rides a 10-game winning streak and will be back in action at home tomorrow for a doubleheader against Bradley. Now for some baseball, Eastern Illinois plays their home opener tonight as they face Northern Illinois. EIU went a perfect 5-0 last week, facing no trouble against Arkansas Pine Bluff and Lindenwood. This is the first time EIU has begun OVC play undefeated since 2022 when they swept UT Martin. Chris Worcester has led the way for the Panthers offensively, collecting 8 hits, 7 RBIs, 5 doubles, and 1 home run in that 5-game stretch. Checking the scoreboard currently, they were both tied up 1-1 in the bottom of the 5th inning. Now let's swing things over to the golf course as the Eastern Illinois Golf Squad will compete in their second spring event tonight. The Panthers play in the Moorhead State King Trace Collegiate in Lexington, Kentucky. The one-day 36-hole event on the Champion Trace course is 7,117 yards and a par 72 layout. Jack Roche was the Panthers' top finisher in the first spring event of the season for the Panthers when they played back in February. Sports Watch will have a full recap on tomorrow's edition. Illinois women's basketball faces their toughest opponent so far in March Madness as they take on Vanderbilt in the second round. The Final Illini season came to a close with a 75-57 loss to Vanderbilt. Despite the loss, Barry Wallace registered a team-high 18 points, scoring in double figures in the final 24 games of the season. The Orange and Blue finished with a 22-12 record, the program's third 20-win season under head coach Shauna Green. With Illinois out of the tournament, Vanderbilt will move on to play Notre Dame in the Sweet 16 round. The Chicago Bulls have lost their last 2 games, and things don't get easier for them as Kevin Durant and the Houston Rockets come to town. The Bulls are up early in this one, and they show dominance in the paint as Nick Richard catches this lob for the easy slam. Chicago just keeps scoring. Now up by more than 20 points is Colin Sexton in the corner, who drains this 3 and extends the lead. Now a new addition to the team, Rob Dillingham, puts the moves on the defender with the silky spin move for the layup, and this play deserves a replay. But the play of the night is here. Alperen Sengun has a spin move of himself in him, but this ends in a poster slam for the big man. With just seconds left in the game, Matisse Buzelis has a chance to ice this one, and that's exactly what he does with this bucket. The Bulls come out on top, 132-124. Finally tonight, the Chicago Cubs are finalizing a long-term deal with all-star center fielder Pete Crow Armstrong. Last season, Armstrong hit 31 homers and stole 35 bases for the Cubbies and is a centerpiece for the Northsiders for the season to come. That's all for sports. Back to you, Pierce.
Thanks, Rashad. Still to come, Emily Davis returns to have a final check of the Skywatch forecast. But first, we'll show you a local police dog who's sporting some new gear. Thanks for watching. This is Newswatch on WEIU.
The Housemaid sequel is going ahead. Sydney Sweeney is set to return for The Housemaid's Secret alongside Oscar nominee Kirsten Dunst. Lionsgate says the film will have Sweeney's Millie taking a job with a woman she's never allowed to see. TLC, Salt and Peppa, and En Vogue are teaming for the It's Iconic Tour. The 36-city tour launches August 15th in Franklin, Tennessee. Ticket pre-sale begins Tuesday. Stand By Me has been remastered for its 40th anniversary. The Rob Reiner coming-of-age classic, based on the Stephen King novella, returns to theaters for 1 week beginning Friday. Settling in with my popcorn in Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Finally tonight, a local K9 just got a gear upgrade. Urbana Police Department K9's Archie recently received a specialized body armor. The bullet and stab-resistant vest was donated by Survival Armor and the charity vested interest in K9s. The vest is custom fitted and made in the U.S. Back in the studio, Emily Davis has the final check of a custom forecast. Good evening, Emily.
Temperatures will be dropping down as we move overnight tonight, eventually getting down to a low temperature back in the 30s with a low of 39 degrees. But clouds will be building as we move overnight under partly cloudy skies. But those clouds are going to continue to build as we move into tomorrow. Eventually mostly cloudy skies for our Wednesday. A chance of rain overnight Wednesday night, but the real chance of thunderstorms will be overnight Thursday night after a warmer day on Thursday with a high in the 80s. But those thunderstorms will cause a cold front to move through, and temperatures will drop down as we move into our Friday, but steadily warm up as we move throughout the weekend and into next work week.
Yeah, better make sure we have an umbrella for Thursday.
Man, Illinois is just a roller coaster of weather. Well, for more news and weather, be sure to log in to our website at WEIU.net.
There, you'll find real-time forecasts and news video of the day. And if news is happening in your community, let us know by dropping us an email at news@WEIU.net.
Have a good night.
TCI Realty, Charleston area's real estate connection, commercial, land and farm, and residential real estate. Experienced realtors with an up-to-date website at tcirealty.net. TCI Realty supports the students of WEIU Newswatch.
The Charleston House proudly supports Newswatch. Now welcoming guests on Charleston's historic 6th Street, the Charleston House Bed and Breakfast Inn offers refined accommodations in a beautifully restored bed and breakfast. For booking information, visit craigcollection.com or call the number on screen.